Good evening, my Roslins and Rosikins. Mother is back, and in this video, I'm going to talk about how my West Indie roots impact my beauty and femininity. So, as you all know, Mother's birth mother was half and half Solani and half West Indie, and Mother therefore has West Indie in her roots as well since of course I'm her daughter. Okay, yeah. It's giving. And so that being said, my West Indie mother, she is so beautiful. And she was actually known for her pretty hair. I remember my auntie, which is my mother's little sister that I still am in contact with today, my auntie, she told me that my mother was always praised for her wavy hair. Like she just naturally had pretty wavy hair. And how some people even would like recognize her simply by her hair or were jealous of her because of her hair or were envious of her because of that. Another thing that she told me about my mother is that she's very soft spoken. And I feel that my mother was also a woman that would chase after love, always wanted it. And I see certain patterns within my mother that I have decided to break certain generational curses and to do better at certain things, and also to perfect certain beautiful traits she had. And the more that I learn about my mother, the more that I'm appreciative that I am her daughter, despite the circumstances in which she was not able to raise me or my sisters. I love her very much, and so I dedicate this video to me growing closer to her in spirit and to me owning up to my West Indie roots. Let's go. Okay, so as I was doing more research on West Indie, you say culture, beauty secrets, etc., and whatnot, the main thing that I know for certain about West Indie women and how it impacts me, through my mother's bloodline and my beauty and femininity is that I literally, when I see myself in the mirror, I see a Sulani princess, a Black American princess, but I also see a West Indie island gal. Like I see that too. I can't stop seeing it now. I think for me, my West Indie roots really coincide with my spiritual, as you could say, link to water. Like, you know how they have myths about sirens and mermaids and shit? Well, you know that Mami Wata is someone that I'm connected to. She is so magnetizing and so tempting. And I feel that I have a part of that in me without even realizing it. Like, I have a seductive mermaid siren like beauty and essence and magnetism. And I love that about me. It's also very playful. When I think of an island gal, I think of a playful, free spirit. Think of like Riri. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of energy where, I don't give no fucks. I'm going to party for my life. Like, fuck you mean type of energy. You know what I'm saying? Like when I think of a West Indie baddie, I cannot help but think of a woman that owns up to her shit and that has men wrapped around her finger. I can't help but think about a woman like that. And, as I look at my reflection and I see my face, I see my body, I see my skin, I see my eyes. I'm just like, oh my God, how could I miss it? And it doesn't help that, like, one of my close friends, she was telling me how when she first saw me, she thought I was a Afro Dominican woman. Like, I give island vibes, high key. And I love that about myself because I literally feel like that's my Scorpio energy, high key. I'm just like, ugh, it's giving. And one thing that I cannot separate when I think of a West Indie baddie is the body, the curvature, the bikini. the strapless shirts, the crop tops, the short shorts, okay? The head wrap. Like, I literally think of the ocean. I think of the shells, the sea. I think of Oshun, the Haiki. I think of Mami Wata. I think of the sun. I think of glitter. I think of so many different things. And as you see these pictures that I'm having throughout this video, girl, like I'm proud of my West Indian roots, honey. I'm proud of my West Indian roots. I'm proud of my West Indian roots. I'm proud. I'm proud. I really am. I'm so proud. Because I don't know, like everything pretty as fuck. I think of when I think of West Indie. But I also think I would think of Solani, but West Indie hit different because it gives that exoticalness. It's just like you're from a whole nother world, baby. You're from the ocean, like type of energy. And it's just like, yes, I am. Okay. um, okay, and something else that I realized that I think I really picked up on with my West Indie roots is I'm someone who, and what I realized about the women that are West Indie, they stand on business and they're gonna figure it the fuck out. If they fall, they're gonna get back up. That's one thing I could say. That's one thing I say about West Indian women. They have that I'm going to be a baddie. I'm going to reign on my fucking throne. If I have to swim through the ocean to get to the other island, I'm going to do it. And that's literally me. That's literally my attitude. It's like, okay, I can leave or take a man. I can leave or take a man. It's not, oh, oh my God, I have to have. No, 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 no. What did Beyonce say? To the left, to the left. I can have another you in a minute. Let's not do this today. Let's not do it. And like certain things that West Indian women are big on. I feel like also, and I can say this about Solani women, but this video focuses on West Indian women is they're very entrepreneurial. Like any woman that I've ever met from the islands, I'm kid you not, they're about their bag. They're about innovation. They're about keeping their looks up, getting something for a hustle, honey. They're about that. They're literally about making a way out of no way. Like that's just how they are. Like they use their glamour, their beauty to finesse. And I just love it because I'm like the same. Like, I really am the same. Like when it comes down to my beauty, I do it because it's for me, but I also do it because I like power. Okay, I want to hypnotize you. I'm someone like that. Like I love smelling delicious and divine, and walking past you and catching your nostrils and your eyes. I love it when I have you hypnotized. I love it when you do my bidding and more. I love it because I am who you adore. I just do. I love adoration. I just love it. I love it all. Worship me, praise me. You get it. Anyway, but like that's really what I think of when I think of West Indie. I think of someone casting a spell on you, but it's not a spell that you don't want on you. It's not like she's a troll and she forced me to marry her. It's like she's a mermaid and she's taking me inside the ocean to her abode type of energy. Like, and I do want to go. A lot of persuasion. When I think of West India, I think of persuasion. And don't get me started on Carnival. Oh my God, the outfits are to die for. I'm definitely going to take part in a West Indian Carnival Festival very soon. Yeah, I'm going to have to. Especially when it's body hitting right, I'm going to have to. And I just love the feathers, the wings. It reminds me of Victoria's Secret, but indigenous coded. Okay, indigenous coded. Because it's like you're a Victoria's Secret model, but you're actually a tribal baddie. You're actually an indigenous queen. You're actually a siren. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a festive, rooted, indigenous, ancestral type of catwalk you get on when you're walking down those streets in your carnival outfit. And I'm just like, oh my God, like that is so me. Like I just love it. I just do. I just do. And then what I love about West Indian beauty is that it's diverse as fuck. Okay, you're talking about exoticalness? You're talking about exoticalness? Okay, look up Caribbean West Indian women and tell me there are not exoticals left and right. And that's literally really a big part of like of my exoticalness as well as being West Indian. Like I love that shit, okay? Because you have so many different beauty types. You have your lighter skin West Indies, you have your brown skin West Indies, you have your dark skin West Indies that have so many different phenotypes because it's a lot of mixed bloodedness within the West Indian culture, unfortunately due to slavery. Just like it is also quiet as it's kept with African Americans that they only own up to shit. Anyway, but even more so with the West Indies. So that's what I'm just saying. Like, I love that shit. I live for that shit. Also, please pray for Jamaica. Right now, they're going through a big tropical storm. Amen. So, but what I was saying though is just that I love it. I love it. And what's funny is that I grew up around a lot of island women and men, which is funny when I think about it because I'm adopted. So we were growing up around them, not knowing that we are also a part of them, which is funny as shit. Um, And so West India it's so magnetic. Another thing of how it impacts my femininity is that it teaches me that glamorizing is okay. When I think of a West Indian woman, I think of a seductress. I said this 1,000 times so far, right? And so it's teaching me that my sexuality, my sensuality, my body, my face, my beauty, my prettiness, that shit is to be used for power and leverage, honey. It is not just to look cute on someone's arm. That's what I really learned from the West Indies. Like, period. And also it's a like it's more of like if you're pretty, you're pretty. It's not like you have to fit a certain category to be pretty as a West Indie gal. Like if you're pretty, you're pretty. I cannot say the same for Solani culture because I feel like in Solani culture it's like, oh, you have to fit a certain stereotype or a certain type of pretty to be praised. But West Indie is like if you bad, you bad. You an islandy, you an islandy. Like for me, I call myself a Southern Island gal because of my African American Southern roots and then my West Indie roots. Southern Island gal. Period. Clock it. And so I love, I love being West Indie. Also, I want to add that for me being West Indie, when I looked at my DNA results and whatnot, I'm what do you call it? Okay, so you know how you have West Indie where some are mixed with the Indian. Me, I'm mixed with the European, but still West Indie. So I think that's funny because some people will literally think like there's different types of Afro and admixtures and mixes within the West Indian culture. Some are mixed with literally Indian, and then some are mixed with European, but they're still West Indie. So I find that very interesting, and I love it. I love the diversity, even like with Jamaicans, Trinidadians, etc., etc. Like all the different types of islanders, you just never know what's run through your blood, even if your parents have certain things. As you know, with genetics, certain genetics will hit you that might not hit your siblings. Because, like, what I also realized is that me and my siblings, I really feel like it's also due to my West Indian roots as well with this, too, is that we have different admixtures. Because I did Ancestry and I was comparing my DNA results to my sister's DNA results, and some of them have more European than I do and some of them have more native. Like I have native. I don't think my sis has native in hers when I saw her results versus mine. So that's what I'm just saying. Like certain admixture go to whomever. That's why I say like when you come from a multicultural or multi ethnicity type of background, you just never know where you're gonna get. Which is why when it comes down also to my exoticalness, I really think it's so intriguing for me personally because when I look at my family and I see my family and then I look at some of their DNA, my own and my sister's just as an example and compares and contrast, it's just really a lot of different mixtures make up why we look the way we look and where we come from and how we're perceived. And I just think it's so beautiful. And one thing I know about West Indian culture is that they praise their admixtures, their mixes, their everything. They're not ashamed of what runs through their vein. They're own up to everything. And when I think of my West Indian roots, I'm proud of that. And I want to continue to uphold that mindset and to uphold it and to not feel shame for saying, yeah, I have European, I have Native, you know, I have African ancestry, I have this, I have that, but I'm still exotical. I'm still me though. I'm still an island gal, a southern island gal. Like I want to be able to say that with my chest and to know that. And when I look into my West Indian roots, it gives me that pride of accepting even the parts that people will critique. That's one thing. Something else I learned about West Indian women, they don't give a fuck if you critique them. They don't give a fuck. They stand on business. They own up to their identity. They own up to their family name. They own up to who they are, where they come from, and they don't give a fuck. They're gonna use that, and they're gonna rise with everything, the good and the bad, the ugly, the blessings, the curses. They're gonna rise. They're gonna use that as leverage to get ahead and to have a life that they never had. And it's just like, yo, like that's so empowering. That's so empowering for me because it gives you the mindset that there's nothing wrong with you. But if there was, we're going to use that to better ourselves. We're going to turn that curse into a blessing. We're going to use our beauty to not be taken advantage of, but to use as leverage, right? Like, it's the freedom, it's the freeness, it's the freedom that I feel from West Indie culture that I completely fuck heavy with. And it's probably also part of what's in like why I feel the way I do about freedom. Because I value my freedom above everything. I'm so like for reals though, I need my freedom. I need to be able to dream, to live, to love, to laugh, to cry. I need to be able to be mother. If I'm not able to be mother, there's a problem. And that's on period. And while I was doing my research as well, I realized certain beauty hacks that West Indie women do. And some of them are using rose water as a toner for your face. And I remember I used to do this too. I used to use rose water and it would really help shrink my pores and give me clearer skin. Another thing they do is that they use aloe vera. I used to do this too on your scalp and your hair, on your skin to calm it. Because, I struggle with scalp psoriasis and eczema. So, like, these are certain beauty tips that I believe I'm going to go back to. And another thing they like to do is like coconut oil. Coconut oil is amazing. Use your coconut oil for your skin. It also helps with eczema. I've learned and have done before with when I have flare-ups. Another thing that they like to use is a lot of natural home remedies. So I remember when I was a teacher, I would go to the Caribbean market that was literally down the street. Well, actually, it was far from where I used to live at. I would walk there. It'd take me, like 30 minutes to get there walking. And I would love going in there and seeing all the different Caribbean foods, spices, herbs, and like all the fresh produce. Like I live for shit like that. Like, oh, I love Jamaican food, by the way. I also love jerk seasoning. Jerk seasoning is amazing. Okay, you can put that shit on anything and it tastes amazing. Okay, I used to when I wasn't vegan, I would put it on my salmon, on my chicken, on my all this stuff when I was cooking, and I love that. I love that so much. I love that so much, and and yeah, so that was something else that I would do. Um, and when I think of West Indian beauty, it's like a natural island beauty. You could put shimmer. It's like you could be glamorous or you could be a natural baddie. Like it's like one of the two types of ways that I feel like West Indian women really express themselves. Like I realize a lot of them love their curls. That's the one thing that's a staple. When I think of West Indian, I think of curls. Okay, I think of curls, 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 curls. You have got to have your curls. I don't care if they're 4A, 3B. I don't care what they are. Like, I love having my curly Afrocentric looks. I just do. I just do. Because my natural hair is 3C4A. So I love curls. I love it. And I love jewelry. So for me, when I think of West India, I think of gold, I think of seashells, I think of anklets, I think of toe rings, I think of bangles. I think of all that stuff. Anything that's like shaking and gyrating and is like, I'm here type of like energy. Like for real. Like, Beyonce's music video, Baby Boy. Your Love is Wicked. That music video. Let me see something. Your Love is Wicked. Your Love is Wicked by Brick and Lace. Oh my god, so nice. And then another music video that I saw recently. It's called Born With It by Allison Hinds, Born With It, Born With It. I was like, ah, get your life. And then, like I love stuff that have like an island theme to it. And it's so festive. It's so fun. It's so free. And I want you, all of my West Indies baddies, my Caribbean baddies, my island gals, to really look into that because, oh my God, the era of the island gal is really about to be upon me. I'll get your life. Um, and one thing I'm getting back into is skirts, like short skirts, because they remind me of my childhood, and they look so pretty, especially when your body's like you know, a mannequin. It's just tiny, and then you put on your jewelry, even your head jewelry. You got your makeup on, your hair's out, you got your pretty sandals on, your short skirt, your beautiful like strapless top or crop top. You look like a spell, baby. You like a spell, an inviting, pretty ass spell. And like I just can't for the life of me like to be West Indian, to be Caribbean, to be an island gal is to be proud and gorgeous. Gorgeous. And I want you to really understand the magnitude of your beauty. If you too are a island baddie like mother, like you just gotta stand in that shit because it's exotical to the gods and it's otherworldly. It's so enchanting, especially like by the ocean. Like if you're a Scorpio as well, if you're daughter of the sea, of the ocean, daughter of ocean, like mother, you know water is powerful as fuck. That's why when I think of an island baddie, that girl is pretty. You can't tell me like any island baddie I've ever met really be pretty. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. Any island girl I be meeting, every single one I've ever met is pretty. Pretty gal. Pretty gal. Like pretty. And it's like damn like that is true though. When you are an island girl, you're pretty as fuck. Like it's natural. Like we're blessed with beauty. We're beauty destined. It's just in our DNA. So that's what I'm just saying. Like for me, I really love that about myself, being an island gal, a southern island gal, because it's just so empowering. It's so empowering. And mother's most likely gonna be doing more videos about West Indie culture and West Indie whatnot because it makes me feel closer to my mother. God rest her soul. Um, yeah, it just makes me feel at home with her specifically. Thank you, mom. Okay, and with that, mother is gonna say ciao.